For some reason, my small YouTube channel keeps pissing off bigger YouTubers. I mean, I even got the attention of Andy Pants Gaming over here, and now I got the attention of SK as well. And it's really funny to me because I guarantee you, these bigger YouTube channels, they get hate on daily in their comment section and whatnot, and yet they ignore the comments. And yet, when it comes to me, with my tiny YouTube channel, they feel the need to give me attention, and that's just really funny. So here we have SK, who has 40,000 subscribers, doing a response to me, a guy with 2,000 subscribers, because, oh no, I criticized his video. And let's see what he has to say.
You know, I never thought when I used to see you on the big screen that I would piss on an actor's face. I feel like I'm pissing on Hollywood right now. I'm pissing on Hollywood!
Making a response to me regarding Batman Arkham Knight. Apparently, he thinks my responses are just that bad.
Not apparently, objectively. I think your responses are really bad. Like, goodness gracious, you got mad at some Twitter posts, and I just think you need some structure in your life. I don't know, maybe get a real job or something.
And apparently he stopped watching because I made the very simple point that Batman didn't try to fight Scarecrow.
Yeah, Batman should have tried to fight Scarecrow. I mean, he fights every other villain in Arkham Knight, and then with Scarecrow, it's like, oh, better just strap myself down to a gurney and let myself be held hostage. Lord forbid, he actually deals with the hostage situation like Batman normally would. In fact, here's a clip of how Batman can save someone who's surrounded by a bunch of men with machine guns or whatever kind of weapons they're using.
My old lady used to pray I wouldn't end up in jail. Guess he never listened, huh? Over here, please! What the hell happened?
He dies on. We'll get to that later. Fair warning, his production quality isn't very good.
Yeah, I love when people bring up my production quality. Most people say it reminds them of old YouTube. And I agree, because a lot of YouTubers nowadays feel the need to script their videos and do all sorts of fancy editing and fancy tricks. Me, though, people like my authenticity. And in the past and previous videos, I did try scripting my videos and doing editing. And that was like a lot of work for zero pay. Like, if you want better quality, you're going to have to start paying me. But overall, YouTube is not my job. And I'm not getting paid enough, nor am I, getting enough views to give out better production quality. If you really want production quality, I recommend going to art school or, I don't know, going to a movie theater or something.
So we'll just have to deal with it.
Oh, boo-hoo. I give out low production quality. How dare I do that on YouTube? How dare I, not put in a lot of effort for something I'm not getting paid for. Cry about it.
Not the end of
And that's the other thing I like about my low production quality, is that it tends to piss off other YouTubers too. And what's even more funny is that one of my lowest produced videos on this channel, it has like 50,000 views, and that was just me using my phone. I wasn't even expecting that one to blow up.
the world, not a big deal. Let's just hear his points. The Joker's line is arguably the most telling, because Joker mentions that Batman hasn't been himself these past few months, which is in reference to losing Jason.
We don't know if that's really a reference to losing Jason, because the game never itself brings up Jason. This is from the Batgirl Arkham Knight DLC, which is optional, by the way. And to me, it's basically Joker trying to get rid of Batman's sidekicks, because with Joker, he just wants to have Batman to himself. He doesn't want his sidekicks to be distracting him. So that's not really a reference. Oh, there's me. Oh, man. I don't want to hear myself talk, though.
Interpretation. Firstly, he still had Barbara when Jason was Robin. How do you think he knew about her?
Oh, goodness. That Arkham Knight drill boss fight. Like, we could have had a good hand-to-hand combat, but they wasted all the money on tank fights. The budget went to tanks.
Interpretation makes no sense. But you know what's more likely and would actually make sense? You know what recent development would cause Batman to not be himself? Tragically losing one of his Robins to the Joker.
Well, Batman seemed pretty okay in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, you know, because originally they weren't really planning on having a Red Hood story. But Batman was literally poisoned in Arkham City. He was dying. He didn't have any sort of, midlife flashback or whatever where he thought about Jason. No, not at all. Batman, even when poisoned, was still under perfect physical peak. The only time when Batman really showed weakness in Arkham City was when he almost died before getting that magic Ra's al Ghul potion. But even after taking that potion, he's ready to get back to doing Batman Arkham stuff. Like, Arkham Universe Batman is just broken.
Which lines up because Tim is Robin now. What do you think this is obviously in reference to?
Best way to cure baby brain is to get rid of the baby.
Is referencing Joker and wanting to get rid of Batman's sidekicks because Joker wants Batman all for himself. In this DLC, for shits and giggles, Joker holds up a bunch of police officers hostage, and if Batman shows himself, he's going to have those hostages killed. And the rules are that only the sidekicks can show up. And that's something I can imagine Joker doing in order to try and get rid of Batman's sidekicks, you know? That's something that Joker would do. And there's me speaking again.
Because all of the Arkham games take place before or after Jason was killed. So of course we're not going to see his search for Jason. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah, but, you know, a common rule of writing is to show, don't tell. It would have been nice seeing Batman, you know, at least show signs of being sad about Jason in the Arkham games. But he doesn't. He doesn't even think about Jason until Arkham Knight.
Batman,
because, you know, Jason wasn't really supposed to play a role in these stories originally.
Himself stated that he didn't leave him to die, which implies that he did search for him.
Implies, again, this is a story, show, don't tell. You know, implications, those are up to theories and personal interpretations. You know, imply.
Joker makes a point about how this is because of baby brain, and killing the babies is the solution.
Or maybe Joker just wants Batman to himself, and he doesn't want any, sidekicks to ruin the fun of the game.
I think they call it...
He would have, I don't know, said that? Why does he instead imply that it's related to his state of mind? He doesn't mention his age, he only mentions his state of mind. What would be affecting his state of mind?
Oh man, with Arkham Universe Batman, nothing seems to really affect his state of mind. You want to know what happened after the events of Arkham Asylum? After almost getting turned into a Titan monster, fighting hundreds of bad guys who killed guards. What does Batman do after Arkham Asylum? He gets into the Batwing and goes off to stop Two-Face. Like, Arkham Universe Batman, I don't even think he sleeps. He's that broken.
Oh, right. Losing Jason Todd.
Again, he doesn't really bring up Jason Todd in any of the other Arkham games. So let's just skip over this. We're still talking about the Batgirl DLC. And that's another thing about the Batgirl DLC. It's optional. In fact, it's kind of inconsistent. Because the thing about the Batgirl DLC is that Batgirl seems to have better technology compared to Arkham Asylum Batman. Because, one's a 2015 game. Well, there's a 2009 game, but whatever.
Deal with the Joker. Orion's exhausted when dealing with the Joker.
Exhausted? Arkham vs. Batman exhausted? This guy literally stopped multiple assassins in one night, and he was only 2 years in his career. Yep, Arkham Universe Batman and the word exhaustion do not go together. Like, they fit about as well as crack and a black neighborhood. They just don't work out. Batman being exhausted. Like, you must be crazy, boy.
Situations the Joker is referring to.
Arkham vs. Batman shut down Arkham City. Oh, man, I feel so famous now.
This is a serious point I have to address here. Do I actually have to explain that Batman, a human being, is capable of...
Batman is not just a human being. He is Batman. In fact, in Superman, the animated series, Joker tries to warn Lex Luthor about Batman, and you know what Joker says? He says that Batman isn't just a mere mortal. Like, you do realize that Batman can take down an entire army by himself in one night, right? That's not just something a regular human being can do. Jesus Christ, you're dumb.
Getting exhausted?
It's hot. Hey, you want?
Alright, just skipping over the Amazing Lucas feature. Why does the Amazing Lucas live rent-free in this guy's head?
Which is why I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about the situations Joker is referring to when he states that if he's not exhausted, he's preoccupied. If Jason was lost months ago, what do you think he'd be preoccupied with?
Well, Batman, the Arkham Universe Batman is really good at multitasking. We don't know if he was preoccupied with Jason. In fact, I think if he was preoccupied with Jason, wouldn't he have Tim Drake help him out with looking for Jason? But, yeah, the thing about Arkham Universe Batman, I just beat Arkham Origins a few days ago. And this man, Batman, Arkham Universe Batman, can solve murder cases that would usually take about a year to solve in one night. Arkham Universe Batman is great at multitasking.
As soon as he's gone. Think about that and maybe you'll understand.
Or how about you just play a better Arkham game?
So that's why we don't see Batman in Arkham.
Okay, there's me talking again.
Spoiling my game.
Still mentioning this DLC, which is a fine DLC. It's alright.
Yeah, that's true.
What the heck?
Although
What the
Jason's
heck?
Army was $3 billion,
Why did that QR code pop up?
and I don't think even the richest Gotham crime lord has that kind of money. I mean,
And how do you know they're incapable of chipping in to significantly increase their fund?
Come on, you're telling me the Gotham villains have billions of dollars. Now, I will say Penguin's rich. Maybe he has a few $100 million, but $3 billion? Come on now. I mean, if they had so much money, they would have, done this whole plan earlier, or dress better, or hire more professional people instead of just regular mob enemies, just regular thugs. I'm pretty sure Penguin is rich. He has that whole Iceberg Museum and Iceberg Lounge, but he's not Bruce Wayne rich, He's not Lex Luthor rich.
Penguin has extensive experience in the criminal business ever since Arkham Origins, which was...
Yeah, but still though, not only do Penguin's plans also tend to get, sidetracked thanks to Batman stopping them, but come on now, $3 billion rich. There's no way Penguin is a billionaire in the Arkham universe.
Many, many years ago.
I have a hard time believing he's a billionaire, because if he were, he would have dressed way better instead of all dirty and ragged.
And Two-Face constantly robs banks.
Oh wow, so if you constantly rob banks, you can afford $1 billion army? Oh man, I had no idea. Okay.
They feed you for free.
Oh man, it's that crappy DLC. That was the worst DLC, the Catwoman DLC with Riddler. But even then, Riddler only has like $3 million. That's not really $3 billion army level budget. Come on now.
The army. They said that multiple villains chipped in.
Yeah, multiple villains chipped in, but I still realistically don't think it's enough to afford a $3 billion army. All right, let's see.
the Arkham Knight guards just say it's just a rumor. I don't really take rumors as fact.
So there's two things to say to this. One, why did the rumors start to begin with?
Because humans have a habit of leaving rumors. When I was in the military, people had rumors all the time about what soldier did what, or what the government did, all that kind of stuff. People just casually make up rumors. It's part of human nature. You would probably know that if you actually went outside and interacted with people and got a regular job, instead of just, e-begging off of YouTube all day.
None of the militia members have any established motivation to lie about something like this.
Really? I really doubt that. The militia soldiers, they're not really the most honest people.
Two, why do you think the writers put that in the game?
Oh, bad writing, of course. Not because of, it's just bad writing.
It's almost as if they're alluding to the fact that Lex Luthor is discreetly aiding Scarecrow's operation.
Even if Lex Luthor was involved, I don't think it matters, because Lex Luthor he doesn't really play a major role in the game at all. We don't see him. We only get a voice call for him, and that's about it. But what else?
That's just hilarious.
Oh, wait, there he is getting mad at that Twitter comment from this guy named Ray. Ray, you broke SK's body the same way Batman breaks bones.
You're acting like Ray.
All right.
by these people. Just because
I criticize Arkham Knight story.
I don't, by virtue of showing other examples of people making criticisms and stating that I've...
Yeah, you show other examples, like from Twitter and stuff. Who cares what someone on Twitter has to say? Stop using Twitter. Go read a book or something. You see all these things over here? They're called books or manga or graphic novels. Go read a book, maybe go on a walk or something. Like, give Twitter a break.
At least Arkham vs. Batman, this dude solves multiple crimes in Arkham Origins in one night. Multiple murders in one night. They're optional side quests.
And that's somehow a counter because...
Because if Batman can solve multiple murders in one night, why was it so hard for him to find Jason Todd? Like, you're telling me Jason Todd left no evidence behind when he went missing? Like, Batman can literally scan blood and just follow that blood trail. Like, that's how good his detective abilities are.
Why? Just because Batman can solve...
Maybe you should play the other Arkham games. I mean, Batman managed to figure out the identity of the identity thief in Arkham City in, like, one night while being poisoned. And the identity thief, he was going around, you know, killing people for months, you know, and Batman just felt like stopping him in Arkham City in one night. Come on, man.
Of crimes doesn't mean he's omniscient. If your claim is that...
I never said he was omniscient. You should probably check your media literacy.
Batman should figure something out, then you should point to details that would have told him this information. If you can't do that kind of legwork, then your criticism is incomplete.
No, bullcrap. Again, if Batman can solve multiple murders in one night, plus find out who Hush is, then it shouldn't be that hard for him to figure out where Jason Todd is. Now, I can understand this for other interpretations of Batman, but... my God, man, come on. This is Arkham vs. Batman we're talking about. The most overpowered and broken version of Batman.
At that point, you're not really qualified to be criticizing stories. Less active.
What? I can't criticize a story now? Come on.
Batman.
When was Batman ever less active as Batman? That's not really shown in any of the games whatsoever.
It's stated by the Joker. He's too preoccupied to deal with him.
I wouldn't really trust anything stated by the Joker. And again... too preoccupied? Where was that at in Batman Arkham Asylum in Arkham City? Too preoccupied. What a freaking joke.
Which implies less activity.
If he's not exhausted, he's preoccupied.
I'm still talking about this Arkham Knight DLC, which is optional. Come on now, skip it. Like, get over
Batman
it.
shows up late to resolve it, or Joker calls off the plan entirely if Batman isn't there to deal with it, because that takes away from his fun.
The Arkham Knight background DLC is literally just Joker trying to get rid of Batman's sidekicks. Okay, let's keep going.
And the tank usage.
Oh God, we're at the part where he defends the tanks. Let's see what kind of stupid stuff he tries to justify here. Because even people who love this game all universally agree that the tank fights aren't that good. You know, I like the tank fights, but you know what I would rather do instead of tank fights? Experience the hand-to-hand combat and stealth.
Because the tank battles are like the worst part of this game, outside of the shitty boss fights.
The story, but this presents way too many problems. First of all, putting men in the tanks would make them hesitate and hold back out of fear.
How do you know that?
Because people are generally afraid of Batman, and Jason would know this.
Okay, then why not just use hostages on the tanks? Or, you know, why even have the army at all if they're going to be afraid of Batman? It doesn't really make much sense. In fact, a lot of this army in the game, the militia, they even doubt Batman's ability. Like, you can hear them talking. You know, they'll be like, oh, this Batman guy's not that tough. All that kind of dialogue. And, yeah, and you know what's cool? In Arkham City with Hugo Strange, I found this out from another YouTuber. The Tiger Guards, they don't feel fear because Hugo Strange mess with their brains to the point where they can't feel fear. It's a cool attention to detail. Meanwhile, in Arkham Knight, the militia soldiers make the same stupid mistakes that a regular Arkham thug would make, which is not a good thing because isn't Arkham Knight about testing the player to their, you know, to their best skill, and yet these militia soldiers who are personally handpicked and trained by the Arkham Knight himself still fall for the same traps and tricks that a regular thug would fall for. You know, at least the Tiger Guards, at least they felt more skill. At least they never felt terrified.
This is common sense. I also showed fairly extensive references to prove that the militia wouldn't even be willing to take a risk like this, and why it'd actually be less efficient.
Again, why even bother having the militia then if they're not really willing to take risks? I mean, they already took over the city of Gotham with a terrorist threat, which would net these guys a life sentence in prison, if not the death penalty. Why would they be afraid of Batman? That's just really bad writing. Sorry, buddy.
In maintaining the numbers, but this guy skips over it because he's too lazy to address it.
I skipped over it because it was just you defending those tank fights, which were really lame and boring.
How do you know that? Have you ever been in the military? I met all sorts of people in the military that, casually, handle tanks and whatnot.
I did. I remember, talking to someone that controls tanks or drives the tanks. I was like, hey, man, how do you do it? And he was like, oh, it's pretty easy.
I mean, there's literally an entire MOS for that, aka military job.
That doesn't remove the risk of human error. Why do you...
Oh, okay. So instead of having human error, what we have instead is tank error, because these tanks in the Arkham Knight are just not that intelligent. They're easy to take down. Heck, they all go down in one shot if you know where to shoot at. And you know what's even more crazy? Those Cobra drones that can maybe one-shot the Batmobile. All you gotta do is just sneak up behind them in the Bat tank and just blow them up with one shot. It's a total joke.
I think training exists to minimize human error. Makes them prone to human error.
Okay. And it still would have been better than having a bunch of tank fights.
Remove that risk entirely with drone tanks.
You remove it. Hold on. He said that with the drone tanks, you remove, the risk of human error, even though the drone tanks constantly fall for errors. So I guess SK's logic is that, hey, errors are okay as long as AI is doing it. Or no, the drone tanks are not controlled by AI. They're manned, which, by the way, the person controlling those tanks still falls under the category of human error, because when Batman starts taking out those tanks, the guy who's controlling the tanks, he starts freaking out. He's like, how is Batman doing this? Oh my goodness.
They can make mistakes by missing Batman, but that's not a product.
They don't just make mistakes by missing Batman. Goodness gracious.
Human traits like fear, which causes people to hesitate and make more mistakes.
Well, I mean, the guy who controls those tanks, he sounds like he's pretty scared when Batman starts taking them out. And again, if the whole point of the tanks was to eliminate human fear and error, then why even have the army of soldiers anyway? Again, this is just really inconsistent bad writing, and you're trying to really hard to defend it for some reason, which I get it. You like bad writing, it's okay. You might as well just defend that Daredevil series.
This problem wouldn't exist in the drones, especially if they take manual control.
It doesn't even matter, because Batman ends up taking out the drones so easily. So in fact, the drones not being manned makes it way easier for Batman to take them out. Did you not pay attention? I don't think you play these games, SK.
Or it's possible that your criticism doesn't hold up when you reference what's actually in the game. And here's what I think is deeply ironic about this guy claiming to care about supposed bad writing in Arkham Knight. Now,
supposed bad writing. There's tons of moments that are badly written in the game.
Oh,
like how Gordon decides to go look for Barbara by himself during a city riot and with no backup whatsoever. And then Gordon ends up getting kidnapped by the militia, and he's like, well, Batman will stop you. It's like, what happened? First, Gordon punched Batman in the face and told him never to talk to him again. And then later on, when you go to the mall in Arkham Knight to rescue Gordon, Gordon's like, oh, Batman will get you. It's like, come on, man. It's bad writing.
I don't defend the game on the basis that it's a superhero game, so it doesn't have to make sense.
Well, it is a superhero game, and these games usually don't make much sense. I mean, for crying out loud, Arkham City literally has a guy that can turn into clay. Come on now.
Because that's lazy and vapid.
But it's also true, though. These are superhero games. They don't really make much sense in general. This isn't real life. If you want to experience real life, go outside instead of just, replying to smaller YouTubers.
This guy...
Oh, man, I just call myself a YouTuber. I'm sorry. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I'm just a guy that just makes videos. I don't plan on making any money off this platform.
However, the entire symbiote plotline, and I have proof of this, doesn't make...
Why are we talking about Spider-Man? I don't care about Spider-Man that much.
Make any...
not right now anyway.
Sense to the point...
Oh, that's why we're talking about Spider-Man. He brought up a comment that I made 7 months ago. Oh my, I really do live rent-free in his head. Oh my God, this is from 7 months ago. I don't even remember this. I don't even remember comments I didn't make a day ago. Oh my goodness. And you got, out of 2,400 comments, you decided to reply, you decided to show off mine from 7 months ago. Oh my goodness, that is just sad. You need to move on.
Tells me how out of...
Okay, we're talking about Spider-Man here. And the thing about the Spider-Man game Spider-Man 2, I thought not looking at it now, I think it's all right. I'm not going to play it for a while though, until Spider-Man 3 comes out because Spider-Man 2 ends on a cliffhanger.
Okay for you to make these absurd criticisms of Arkham Knight's story under the guise of caring about consistency, but it's not okay for me to point out actual inconsistencies in Marvel Spider-Man 2 story.
Well, again, I don't care about Spider-Man 2. And even then, that was just a YouTube comment. You're really taking the YouTube comment that seriously? Oh my goodness. I think I met someone who's kind of on the tism here, you know? I don't even remember that comment. That's just so pathetic. We got like an utterly Noah situation.
And that's just a false statement by Jason.
It's not.
Yes, it is. The guy controlling those tanks, he starts freaking out as Batman starts taking out tanks more and more.
Because even under the knowledge that Batman doesn't kill, the militia refuses to wear bomb vests to avoid being attacked by Batman.
They were originally actually supposed to. There were supposed to be like suicide bomb enemies in the game, but for whatever reason that got taken out. I guess it was too dark even for Batman Arkham standards. Oh god. Okay, gotta come back when I get the Wi-Fi back. There's this new anime that just came out called oh god. The English title is called Otaku Gals Can Be Friends or something like that. I don't really plan on watching the anime, but I saw this opening appear on my feed the other day, and it's just a genuine headbanger. Like it is really energetic, and the animation is nice. Anyway, back to watching SK. Alright, so I'm just going to skip over SK talking about Spider-Man 2 because as of right now, I don't really care about Spider-Man 2.
Jason.
It's not, because even under the knowledge that Batman doesn't kill, the militia refuses to wear bomb vests to avoid being attacked.
Again, that was cut content, so let's see it here.
Spider-Man of Gotham.
Wow, it's incredible how you refusing to zip it while the video is playing leads to you blatantly mishearing what was actually said. I never said any militia members wanted Batman at his best. I said Scarecrow and Arkham Knight did.
Actually, there are some militia members that brag about their fighting skills in the game. But I have a hard time believing that Scarecrow and Arkham Knight want Batman at his best. Because, first of all, that's really bad writing. Because as a result of Batman being at his best, Scarecrow gets traumatized forever, and a $3 billion army ends up getting wasted.
Here's the clip. It's also established that they don't even plan to kill Batman with the tanks.
Again, that's really bad writing. Like, if you didn't want to kill Batman with the tanks, why even have the tanks to begin with?
They plan to challenge him and want him to perform at his best.
And that's a big problem with the Arkham Knight in the game, is that he spends so much of the game just trash talking behind a radio or behind a screen, or, you know, he just talks trash throughout most of the game instead of actually doing anything. And then when he does try to do something, he usually just ends up escaping, you know. He's just a big trash talker, and that was really disappointing. I feel like if the Arkham Knight really wanted Batman at his best, he would challenge Batman to a one-on-one combat, like Deathstroke did in Arkham Origins, or Deadshot in Arkham Origins. He sends Batman a message and tells him that, hey, he has a hostage, and if Batman wants to save that hostage, he's going to have to, go to where Deadshot is and try to stop him. That's a challenge. But investing so much money into an army and to a bunch of tanks, it's just really dumb, like, what a waste.
The reason Jason wants the challenge is because it increases the thrill of fighting him.
Jason never shows any signs of thrill whatsoever during fighting Batman or whatever. In fact, he sounds very frustrated and angry throughout most of the game. The way Jason Todd sounds like in Arkham Knight reminds me of someone who's just constantly crashing out. Because again, Jason Todd in this game, he's just bluffing. He's just talking trash. These aren't him being genuine and serious. He 100% wants Batman dead. But because of bad writing, he just doesn't shoot Batman immediately. Oh no, we gotta scare him first. Translation: oh, we gotta let Batman take down our $1 billion army first.
The Arkham Knight has with Batman when he's in the helicopter, he literally tries to shoot him down.
Yep.
You think you could just
Okay, so he's showing off the boring cassette tapes. And I gotta say, these audio files in Arkham Knight are the most boring in the series. I don't know what happened, but the audio files in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, they had more soul into them. Here in Arkham Knight, they're just lame, and they're optional too, so you gotta collect a bunch of Riddler trophies and stuff to unlock them. I don't care what the audio files have to say. I care about what the actual game, during the gameplay and cutscenes have to say, not the optional stuff that most people are going to miss out on. I mean, audio files are nice, but I don't play Arkham for audio files. You like audio files so much, go on YouTube and just listen to them.
Is less adamant about, but he gets reasoned into following under the condition that Batman has to die tonight, and Scarecrow can't draw this out any further.
Again, that's really stupid, trying to break Batman first instead of just killing him when you had the chance. Because not only does Batman take out the army that could have held Gotham hostage, but, Batman gets to live and traumatize Scarecrow. All right, there's more of me talking. Let's see what.
At his best, that's why he's trash talking, as he put it. And
really, if you want Batman to be at his best, you gotta trash talk him. That's crazy. I wasn't Batman supposed to be like at mental peak? Trash talking does nothing for Batman. I mean, he gets trash talked all the time in Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. It doesn't really affect him because, he's trained to be at his mental peak.
He's about to play a clip where he directly implies that he doesn't want Batman to hold back. The reason Jason wants the challenge is because it increases the thrill of fighting him.
Again, Jason doesn't really show any signs of wanting to have thrill. He generally wants to kill Batman, but because of bad writing and Scarecrow, Jason doesn't decide to kill Batman. And, it's really funny, too, because at the start of the game, Jason wants to kill Batman, and Scarecrow's like, oh, no, we have to scare him first. And then Jason tries to kill Batman anyway throughout the game, and then he just doesn't because of inconsistent writing. And then when the Cloudburst thing happens, Arkham Knight ends up hijacking the Cloudburst and trying to kill Batman with it. And Scarecrow's like, oh no, stop it. What are you doing? You're foiling everything. It was like, yeah, dummy, you should have killed Batman when you had the chance.
And show off how prepared he is for him.
The reason why Jason doesn't kill Batman is...
I'm sorry, what was that?
Since getting further into the action is what increases the thrill of the mission for Jason.
You keep mentioning the thrill of... Jason doesn't have any thrill whatsoever. By the time Batman faces him... during the Jason Todd reveal, Jason's like borderline crying and all that kind of stuff. He didn't feel any thrill. He was traumatized. For a fan of this game, you sure are pretty media illiterate about it. Jason Todd feeling thrill. Jesus Christ.
Ability that they can no longer afford.
Alright, so we're just going to justify Jason not killing Batman when he had the chance. All right.
Man, he's laughing while he's being cryptic around him and is boasting each time he predicts his plans.
Again, I don't really think those are actually genuine because the way Jason Todd kind of reminds me of like a child that's trying to sound tough when really he's actually broken on the inside. Again, he's laughing and boasting, but he's clearly traumatized because if he was laughing and boasting during those moments, if he was actually serious, he wouldn't be crying and stuff during his final encounter with Batman during his quote-unquote boss fight.
Is growing the better he performs.
I'm starting to think if SK is on like the spectrum because he seems to have a hard time recognizing basic human emotion. I mean, we already know he replied to an old comment I made 7 months ago.
In the end, he still knows how Batman operates.
He still knows how Batman operates. No, not really. He was actually kind of surprised by Batman's new suit and his tank,
What he says matches his actions. That's the opposite of a bluff. Because in death, Batman has nothing left to fear. The more they drug this out, the more Batman is left in fear, and the more...
And that's another stupid thing, too, about Scarecrow. Like, he's just obsessed with scaring Batman. Scarecrow has, like, multiple moments to kill Batman in Arkham Knight.
Yep, he does.
But just doesn't.
Because he literally sees that as mercy. Did you pay attention?
Okay, why does Scarecrow need to have mercy? You have a $3 billion army at risk here. Who cares about mercy? If this is actually well written, Scarecrow would have just killed him anyway. Jesus Christ.
To the story?
Again... Just because it's part of the story doesn't mean it's automatically good. Like, this is just bad writing, SK.
And immediately knows most of the time.
Play a better Arkham game. Play some Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham City.
Is because Joker.
All right, there's me talking again.
Scarecrow, he has more of a motivation, you know. And there are just moments where he could have just put a bullet inside Batman, and he just doesn't. And it's just very poorly written. It makes no sense.
What motivation does Scarecrow have to kill him immediately?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe so he won't stop the $3 billion army. Oh my goodness.
He said he wants to make him suffer.
And again, that's a really dumb, that's just really dumb writing, wanting to make Batman suffer. Like, come on now. Batman has been messing up your plans for like a decade, and you still want to pull the whole make him suffer cliche. Like, that's just so cliche and predictable.
It would go against his character if he did try to
go against his character. I feel like Arkham Knight in general goes against Scarecrow's character, because in Arkham Asylum, Scarecrow is more sneaky and maniacal. And then Arkham Knight, Scarecrow's all monotone and boring, and he just stands around and he goes on the big screen and talks about fear. And I'm going to scare you, Batman. I'm going to... Jesus Christ. When I was playing Arkham Knight for the first time, I just kept on saying, when will Scarecrow do something? I mean, there is that one moment where he does spray Batman with his fear toxin, but other than that, Scarecrow was mostly off-screen the entire game. You know, at least with Arkham Asylum, you felt like there was a presence, like Scarecrow was stalking you on that island. But in Arkham Knight, it's mostly just Scarecrow standing in front of a TV, intercom prompt or whatever, and just talking monotonously.
Taking a cheap shot on someone is to take the easy way out.
Well, that's retarded.
No, it's 100% stupid that Scarecrow didn't take the easy way out.
That's just retarded writing right there.
Yep.
I mean, you had years to take the easy way out when it comes to Batman.
He doesn't want to. That's the point the game is making.
You just confirmed that the game just had bad writing. He doesn't want to. Like, really? That's your motivation? He doesn't want to? That's dumb.
He had a fighting chance and failed anyway. And that's...
Let's see here.
Crushing this soul. But...
Even hear yourself? Your argument boils down to, this is the optimal strategy, so they should just do it. Newsflash, that's not how people operate.
Do you not have a real life job? Have you ever heard this phrase called, work easier, not harder, or something like that? But what do you just have an issue with people using optimal strategies? I don't think you would make it in an employable job, no offense.
Not everyone
actually fully offense.
Operates on what the most optimal decisions in any situation.
Well, Scarecrow should, because if you have a $3 billion army, you should be optimal. Jesus Christ. I wonder how you waste your money, because I'm scared. I'm horrified to look at what you spend your money on, because you don't really sound like someone who would make the best financial decisions.
Itself. You'd like to know a response that would actually be Cope, saying it's just a superhero game so it doesn't have to make sense. Oh wait, that's something you said.
Yeah, superheroes don't really make much sense. I don't really see your issue here. And again, this is from 7 months ago. I forgot I even left this comment, you fat baby.
This is just bad writing, dude. Play Arkham City. It's less stupid than this game.
Guys, why doesn't Hugo Strange just kill Bruce right here?
Well, to be fair here, with Hugo Strange, he actually underestimated Bruce. In Arkham City, it was implied that this was Strange's first meeting with Batman. Yeah, that was retcon, because in Arkham Asylum we can find a Hugo Strange file, but in Arkham City they act like they meet for the first time. But with Hugo Strange's case, he doubted Batman. It's not the best writing, but it is what it is.
He knows he's Batman. Guys, why doesn't the Joker just kill Batman while he's strapped to a chair?
Well, because Joker needed Batman to go out and find a cure. Stupid. Come on now, man. Jesus Christ.
Opportunity to kill you multiple times.
Yeah, this guy makes a good point right here. Thank you for giving him a shout out, because this guy makes a much more reasonable criticism towards the game. And you're just trying to... That's the thing about S.
Like, why is he so upset over Twitter comments? Like, go outside or something. Alright, just gonna skip to here.
Understand that logical explanations are offensive to you, and I'm very sorry.
Wait, you want to say that something is offensive to me, but you're the one getting mad at Twitter and comments from 7 months ago? Okay, Mr. Internet Tough Guy. Giving me the Birdman vibes here.
But you can survive for gameplay reasons.
Okay, what's this? Oh, I think this is the part where he tries to excuse Robin being nerfed.
Or character. You know, once he was out of that cell, he should have put up more of a fight.
There would have been numerous guards with guns surrounding him.
And in Batman Arkham City, during the Harley Quinn DLC boss fight, there are numerous guards, you know, that are holding cops hostage, and Robin still is able to fight them off. It doesn't matter if you surround Batman or Robin with numerous guards in the Arkham universe. The Arkham interpretations of these characters are some of the most broken and overpowered I've ever seen in media.
Even in the gameplay, that exaggerates what you can survive for...
Wait, the gameplay doesn't count in the video game because it's exaggerated? Then why even make it a video game to begin with? I mean, by your own logic, the character Mario or Donkey Kong, they shouldn't be jumping. Like, this is really stupid. Like, it's a video game. It's not real life, idiot.
Gameplay reasons, you would die easily. He's not putting up a...
Even then, like, you're telling me Robin couldn't have just, like, you know, put up a better fight at least? I mean, in Batman Arkham City, Robin literally saves Batman during the DLC.
Fight.
In fact, why didn't the Scarecrow use his fear toxin on Robin?
Because that doesn't benefit his plan.
How does that not benefit his plan? You talk about Scarecrow wanting to break Batman. Wouldn't Scarecrow putting Robin under his fear toxin help with breaking Batman? In fact, why doesn't Scarecrow just shoot Robin right in front of Batman? That would definitely break him, but he doesn't because, you know, bad writing. I mean, he does shoot Robin, but why does he not just shoot him in the head, you know, while Batman's strapped down? Why doesn't he just kill Robin when he has the chance?
He just needs them as hostages.
And then again, you're saying that Scarecrow shouldn't use his fear toxin, even though Scarecrow literally used a cloudburst to spread fear toxin throughout Gotham? I don't know. This is just inconsistent writing.
So he can expose Batman.
You can still put Robin under a fear toxin and still have him, you know, be exposed or whatever. Like, come on now.
In fact, even in Arkham Asylum, where characters
All right.
version of Batman
Here's me talking again.
pistol,
Bit differently. Here's this one from...
Batman's like, oh no, I can't stop Scarecrow now.
It's funny you should say that, because when I look back at the Arkham games, I remember...
I don't even think you played the Arkham games.
hostage situations like this a bit differently. Here's this one from Arkham City.
Take a look at your ghost.
This hostage situation was awesome. In this part, you had to take down a bunch of snipers. Way more awesome and epic than, you know, Batman striking himself down to a gurney and, you know, not doing anything. But here in this part in Arkham City, Batman had to take down a bunch of snipers before going after Talia.
And what do you mean, let's just talk about this? It's one guy with a gun. You could take him out easily.
Yeah, but thankfully during this part, Talia ends up stabbing Clayface, who's disguised as Joker.
Batman, why didn't you stop Joker from shooting the dart?
Didn't Batman have the cure for the Titan, you know, thing? That's why he took the bullet or the dart, because he had the cure. Again, I don't think you played these Arkham games. I'm starting to think you just watch cutscenes of them on YouTube.
Because this requires him to leave the building, and Scarecrow literally has video camera...
Hold on, wait, hold on. What?
Or any story for that matter this way.
In fact, why didn't Batman just sneak his way into Arkham Asylum?
Because this requires him to leave the building, and Scarecrow literally has video cameras in the room. He can see...
You can literally leave that building and go mess around in Arkham Knight's open world, and Robin and Gordon will still be alive.
If Batman walks outside or goes to the truck, and if he can't contact his driver, he'll know straight away that Batman did something. There's no way he can sneak out without being noticed.
Really? Because of a camera? I mean, Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid 1 can easily get past cameras. I'm not really sure why this is so difficult for someone like Batman. Do you even know what Metal Gear Solid is, SK?
Way he can sneak out without being noticed, and if they even suspect...
Again, sneak out. Part of Batman's gimmick is that he's really good at sneaking around, you know?
...that Batman is going against their orders, they can just shoot Jim and Tim.
Well, but Scarecrow still shoots Tim, even when Batman straps himself to a gurney. So overall, it doesn't matter.
Cast themselves doing that. And as if this criticism wasn't bad enough already, there's another layer to this that decimates any level of credibility this criticism can have. Remember when Batman lost Simon Stagg?
Where's Scarecrow?
Oh, so this part, he's going to use the Scarecrow toxin as an excuse for why Batman can't just go and rescue Tim and Gordon. This is really stupid because the thing about Batman under the Scarecrow hallucinations is that they only work when the plot needs them to work. I mean, Batman wasn't affected by Scarecrow's toxin when he saved the GCPD. He saved way more people than Tim and Gordon. He wasn't under the effect of the Scarecrow toxin when he saved Nightwing from Penguin. He managed to save Catwoman from Riddler, and now, only during crucial plot moments does the Scarecrow toxin decide to work. Like, why doesn't it work throughout the entire game? I mean, it does, but it's mostly random and sporadic, Like, it literally only works when the plot needs it to work. Like, I like how you just didn't bring that up. Like, why didn't you point out how Batman saved Nightwing while being under the influence of the Scarecrow toxin? Why didn't you point out that Batman saved the GCPD while under the influence of the Scarecrow toxin? Maybe you should actually try playing these games.
I can feel you losing control there.
Again, you can... hold on, let's see what he's going to say.
Because he was under the fear toxin.
Again, despite being under the fear toxin, he saves Nightwing and Catwoman and the GCPD. Like, are you retarded or something? Oh, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I know you're under the spectrum now, because who else thinks about comments made several months ago?
Which can impede his work at any time.
Like, my goodness, I left that comment back when it was winter. I miss winter.
This also happened when he lost the Arkham Knight.
Yeah, it happens, but again, it also doesn't happen as well,
Sir, the Arkham Knight. Did you subdue him?
Again, he still manages to save Nightwing and stop Penguin under the influence. He manages to save Jack Ryder. He saves a bunch of people while under the influence of the fear toxin. I feel like the fear toxin in Arkham Asylum worked better compared to what we got in Arkham Knight. But then again, Paul Dini didn't write for this game, so that explains why the writing is way more worse and inconsistent. SK, what I recommend that you do is that you go watch something or read something written by Paul Dini. Have some standards.
Visions of the Joker is because he's literally afraid that at any moment the Joker could just take over his mind and go against what
he didn't seem that afraid when he rescued Nightwing or the GCPD. Piss off with that. Oh wait,
Batman going against his orders despite having cameras in the room.
You're telling me Batman can't handle some security cameras? Why? Solid Snake in the Metal Gear Solid games can handle security cameras pretty easily. He just avoids them. Or in some other Metal Gear Solid games, Snake can just shoot security cameras. He can get rid of security cameras. He can literally just avoid them. You're telling me Batman can't avoid something like a security camera? I recall him doing that pretty often in other pieces of media. Like, I don't think you know SK Batman. I mean, I don't think you know Batman SK.
And we know that would happen because during the truck...
We know that this happened. Yeah, you can still go out and mess around in the open world before, going into that truck like a complete idiot.
Artist down.
Why would Scarecrow have his guard down? He's expecting Batman to obey his orders. If he knows Batman isn't doing that, then his guard will be up at all times. Which is why he has Batman on camera.
Again, he has Batman on camera, but how much does he have Batman on camera? You're telling me Batman can't just move out of the way of the camera? Again, this is just really bad writing, bro.
The difference is that Batman is in a room where cameras are on him.
Then you're still talking about the camera. Just avoid the fucking camera. Come on, man. It's not rocket science here. Again, play a Metal Gear Solid game. Avoiding security cameras. It's not that hard. In fact, you can even do it in real life. But then again, I don't think you go outside because you just stay on Twitter all day.
An idiot. So Jim and Tim are literally being held hostage.
Again, hostage situations in the Arkham games, they don't work out.
Talia!
During that scene, Talia wasn't being held hostage. Everybody thought Joker was dead. Joker took out Talia from a safe distance. That's not really a hostage situation because nobody is aware that anybody's being held hostage. But whatever. This game was still way better written than Arkham Knight, though.
Like, if you play these games, you know how easy it is for Batman to...
I literally show off footage of Batman saving someone who's surrounded by automatic weapons. So a guy with a pistol shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Guess what? He has cameras in the room.
Again, Batman having to worry about cameras, that's not really part of his character, even under the influence of fear toxin. Again, cameras. Like, go play the Metal Gear Solid game. Again, I can tell SK is like someone who was born after the PlayStation 3 came out because he doesn't have much, experience or good taste when it comes to media. Just a very standard taste.
Well,
Alright, so there's me talking again.
That idiot thinks he's safe in the confessional. He's just made it easier for me to get in.
See, that was a scene right there where Batman just takes out a bunch of armed people, you know?
Find him.
And again, for the 50th goddamn time, they don't have cameras watching like Scarecrow did.
I mean, there were cameras watching Batman in Arkham Asylum, and Batman still did Batman stuff. You know, in Arkham Asylum, Joker even says that if he catches Batman trying to find Gordon, he's going to have Harley kill him. But Batman still goes after Gordon anyway, despite the cameras. So whatever. What do you want? You just sound like you really want Batman to be tied up. Is that like your fetish or something? Using Arkham.
Which he was in Arkham City. He should just be able to get the Joker immediately. What version of Batman moves so fast that he can travel several meters before someone gets shot point blank?
Have you not seen the Fear takedown where, you know, Batman can take down people super fast with guns? I don't think you played this game. And right now I'm just bored and tired of this video. I'm just going to skip to the end because, again, he's just defending bad writing. It's okay to like Arkham Knight. I like Arkham Knight. But unlike you, I don't make a bunch of cope excuses to justify his bad writing. I accept that Arkham Knight has some narrative issues. You know, go play Arkham Asylum or Arkham City or Arkham Origins. Go watch some Batman TAS. This show has great writing. It has episodes made by Paul Dini. Now, you're probably a Zoomer. You don't really know who Paul Dini is, so I'll let you slide for that. You know, your lack of life experience and whatnot.
People would actually think that these points make sense. With that said, wasn't expecting to make this video.
Oh man, I hate when YouTubers whore themselves out like that, just showing off their other videos. But yeah, thanks for the shout out. I appreciate you helping my channel grow and views and whatnot. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I don't even like advertise my channel. I don't ask for subscribers. I don't e-beg because I feel like people who e-beg on YouTube are pathetic. And I still managed to almost get 3,000 subscribers. Anyway, do another response to this, please. Help me get some more views. That was awesome. Get your fanboys to come here. Also, while you're at it, go play some Arkham City or Arkham Asylum. Play a better Arkham game. All right, to finish this video on a positive note, I'm going to recommend something to you. First of all, if you haven't read Berserk yet, what are you doing? Go read Berserk. Yeah, the author is dead, but they're still trying to continue the story, so hopefully that will work out. But even with the author being dead, you still have like a bunch of chapters of the story, and it's really great. And over here, I'm going to recommend Samurai Champloo. If you haven't seen Samurai Champloo, you should go see it. It's one of those anime that have a really good English dub, amazing music. And I'm not going to give you the plot synopsis of the show. I feel like the less you know about it, the more you'll be hyped for it once you see it. If you like the first episode, you're going to love the rest of the series.